In honor of the Indigo Disc DLC finally coming out, I decided to make my end of year video a Pokémon King and Queen related video. But first, I nearly have 200 new subscribers at the time I'm making this script, so I have a bunch of new people to introduce the series to. So as a brief summary, Pokémon King and Queen was a project I started in 2020 to keep from going insane. That has Africa split into several islands directly above the Mariana Trench in a Pokemon region called Marihalia. And if you're still not sold on this, don't worry, I have another Spider-Man related video coming out next year. Pokemon has made over 1,000 pocket monsters. And while that's incredible and all, it's very surprising that not every type combination would be used. Then again, this is the same company that didn't give us a pure flying type until Gen 5 for no good reason. Pokemon has 18 types. They can have 2 types at a time, meaning there are 36 total type combinations. But after almost 30 years, we still don't have a rock ghost type, a fairy fire type, nor a bug dragon type. But I shall change that in this video. And this time it'll just be all new Pokemon. No redesigns this time. So we're gonna be redesigning Weeded first. Last redesign for a while, I promise. Weeded is the pseudo-legendary of the Marihalia region. Do you get any of that from this design I made in 2021? No, you get Mickey Mouse hands. Though I do like the design I made back then, I know I can do better, especially now. This is gonna feel really random, but in an episode of Go Diego Go where there was an oil spill in a lake and a baby whale got stuck, making it sick and preventing it from moving, I'm not gonna rewatch that episode because it's Go Diego Go. But yeah, it was actually a baby dolphin. But that imagery just stuck with me. Weedle is a creature or its remains come back from the bones. And as I write this script, I'm realizing that this could have been the rock ghost type instead of the Pokemon I've been stressing about this entire time. Anyway, it's the remains of the creature, but it's not the creature itself. It's more of the sickness, the infection that's taken over whatever this creature was and seeks to destroy more Pokemon with its power. Weedle is a bad guy Pokemon, but it didn't look the part. I'm not going to redesign the rest of this Pokemon's line because I didn't have time for even this Pokemon in this video, but Noir and Inkodile are still pretty solid designs. Weedle, the oil-stained Pokemon. It is said that a creature was trapped within a tar-like substance and suffocated until it expired. Centuries later, this creature returned, but with a new demeanor and new powers. Scientists speculate that this is indeed not the original creature, rather the substance after years of trapping this Pokemon somehow gained control of the body. This is further evident by its ability to absorb other Pokemon by eating them. Holy Christmas nuts, this took forever. I had this idea of a Fire Lamb Pokemon that I thought we were going to get at some point due to the Chinese Zodiac Firestarter theory, but that got thrown out the window when Fuecoco got revealed. I wanted to make a Fire Sheep Pokemon line, but I ran out of time, so you guys are only getting the first stage. I kept trying to find what I was looking for. Was the fur supposed to look like a fireball? Was it a charcoal lamb? I settled on a Pokemon that looked like a campfire. Logs for the legs and a body for fire imagery. A tribal lamb. In the past, lambs were sacrificed either for food or to a higher power. But what if this Pokemon wanted to break free of that tradition? To be free, and to not die, of course. As a sort of parallel to Tribal, the Firestarter of the Marihalia region, that learns to accept tradition. Leave some ideas in the comment section down below for what you think this Pokemon could evolve into. Remember, I take inspiration from both Egypt and Africa. Lamachop, the firecracker Pokemon. Lamachop were poached almost to the brink of extinction for their firewood and hide that could keep people toes deep in extreme negative temperatures. Thanks to new laws being put in place, Lamachop are now on a track to recover and nearly stabilize. These Pokemon will not obey their trainers if they find them boring or strict. Only fun battles are worth their time. Now, the reason this video took so long to come out. I jumped from idea to idea for this Pokemon. It was originally supposed to be a mummy, then it was a painted rocks that were possessed until I realized I was just Rodriguez. Then I just settled on the idea of a Pokemon that didn't have a tragic tale. Shocker, I know. I wanted this Pokemon to look different from the fish I've designed in the past, because if I had a nickel for every time I made a fish Pokemon that wasn't a water type, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird to happen twice. Anyway, the idea behind Euphobia is that it's a bunch of sea rocks that had become possessed by a Pokemon that had been killed underwater, either by drowning or various other dangers of the sea. However, unlike other ghost types, this Pokemon is happy about its condition, feeling like it's been given a second chance at life, and kinda wants to take advantage of that. Sure, it's still kind of very disturbing, but hey, he's happy. Euphobia, the joyful perch Pokemon. Euphobia are always in a state of happiness, to the point where it disturbs even their trainer, despite its resemblance to a fish. Euphobia would rather spend its time on the land, where it's much faster. On professional teams, Euphobia has grown in popularity due to its incredible support roles, which it prefers over battling. Now, originally, I was going to make this based off the hissing cockroach of Madagascar, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to make it work. So I moved on and thought, hey, I haven't made a conversion evolution Pokemon yet, but I have a confession to make first. I hate convergent evolutions. While the concept itself is cool, the execution isn't. There is no reason why I can't just call this Paldean Dugtrio or Paldean Tentacruel. It just feels like a missed opportunity to have a Pokemon that looks like another Pokemon but evolve into something completely different, like the line with Clodsire or Berserker. So I'm fixing that here. This Pokemon will be based off a Silverfish, which despite its name is actually a type of bug, most famous in Minecraft. They're kind of just cockroaches light edition. They suck, but they're still not as bad. But I used the funny namesake as a chance to turn this into a fake Magikarp. You'll catch a Magikarp and end up with a Magicrawl. Magicrawl, the Silverfish Pokemon. Fishermen will find Magikarp that they don't remember catching, and bring it home, unknowing the chaos that will follow. Magicrawl will quickly change back to their original colors once they ransack the home they have invaded. Fumigation attempts have failed and seem to make these Pokemon more aggressive. This evolution took less time to figure out, but I did go back and forth on making it look goofy. Eventually, I realized the bugged eyes were ironically the best decision I could go for. Gyarados is from Gen 1, and these Pokemon are a lot less complex looking than the Zoroarks or Orbeetles we got now. I do like how this turned out though, and the shiny coloring along with the shape is reminiscent of a Chinese dragon costume, which wasn't not intentional, but it's still pretty funny. I tried my best to mix Gyarados' features with bug anatomy. I'm not sure if those side spikes kind of look enough like legs, to be honest, and I made its face reminiscent of like an octopus beak, because while this Pokemon isn't an octopus, or even closely related to a water type, it's still a bug. I even wanted the back fin to look like a bug wing. But hey, let me know how you guys feel about it. Let me know how you feel about any of these designs. Do you hate them? Do you love them? Comment down below. Gyarados, the giant centipede Pokemon. These massive Pokemon own the underbellies of damp forests and struggle with moving due to their massive size and lack of abundant food. This forces Gyarados to become an ambush predator. sometimes teaming up with this region's Sarina to get a good meal. When threatened, Gribido's restraint and anger come into conflict, with their rage being victorious. The destruction they leave often destroys their living quarters, and they must relocate. Well, this was a fun editing day. Everyone, happy holidays. Thanks for watching till the end. I've got a wild amount of ideas for the month of January. So, bye for now. See you next year. And what's next?